Occupational therapy didn't get us all the way there, but once we added motor coaching, everything changed. I've heard this from so many of the families that I've worked with over the years. If your child has autism, whole body apraxia, or other motor challenges and traditional therapy just isn't helping, keep listening, because what if there's a better way to support your child's movement, communication, and learning? In this video, I'm going to explain why standard therapy often misses the mark for individuals with complex motor needs. I'm going to talk about what you can do about your child's motor challenges. It's called motor coaching, and I'm going to talk about what it is and why it works, and how you can start using simple motor coaching strategies at home starting today. Hi, I'm Dr. Dana Johnson, and I've spent 20 years helping families of children with complex autism, whole body apraxia, and neuromotor disabilities. I used to follow everything I learned to do in school when working with individuals with disabilities, specifically autism. I would work on fine motor skills like handwriting or tying shoes, sensory integration therapy, and of course the gold standard, behavioral therapy or ABA. But once I started learning more from my clients, I realized I was missing the most important piece, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're told that individuals with autism just need to catch up on fine motor skills or improve their behavior through repetition and reward. They're given goals like handwriting, dressing, or sitting still, which aren't bad goals, but no one talks about why those tasks are so hard for them. And here is what I hear over and over again from my autistic clients. OT didn't help me with what I needed the most, and that was to be able to control my body. Now, after all these years, I understand why. So here's what's really going on. Many of these individuals have something called whole body apraxia, which means that their brain knows what it wants to do, but it struggles to send the message to the body. And this isn't about bad behavior, low intelligence, or weak muscles. These individuals are smart, motivated, and very capable, but their motor system doesn't cooperate. And most therapists were never trained to understand or know how to support whole body apraxia. Most don't believe that the child can understand what the goal is. But it's not about understanding. It's about the brain telling the rest of the body to move. Okay, so here's where motor coaching comes in, and I'm going to give you the structured and encouraging way to motor coach so that you can help your child. Number one, break down a task into steps. Now, here's something that's often misunderstood with the steps. We hear, go get your backpack as one step direction, and actually there's so many things that are involved in that one task. They have to get their eyes on their backpack. They have to initiate movement. They have to bring one foot forward, then the next, and on and on. These are very complex tasks. So we have to break it down. And what I suggest is that you actually go through the task yourself and see how many steps are involved in what your body needs to do. Step number two, use verbal prompts that support the body movement, like turn your body, get your eyes on the door or on your backpack, bring your foot forward or lift your foot. All of these verbal prompts are important so that your child can initiate those movements. And step three, build confidence and consistency through repetition and belief that they can do this, and it's their body that doesn't work efficiently. Think of yourself as a coach, not just telling your child what to do, but supporting them by breaking down the task into steps, prompting, and probably the most important part, believing that they can do it. Just like if you hired a coach or a teacher to learn a new skill, they would break down the task and then teach you how to do it step by step. Motor coaching gives your child the time, tools, and encouragement they need to move with more control and independence. if your child struggles to initiate or start a movement, now this may look like they're not moving after you've asked them to get to the car because it's time to go to school. And it's not that they don't want to, although sometimes they may not want to go to school, but most often it's because they can't initiate their body. They can't start the movement to get there. It may also look like that they can't repeat the task from one day to the next. So for example, they may be able to independently go pick up their backpack one day, and then the next day they can't even move, and it looks like they've never done it before. This can be really frustrating, but what we talk about with whole body apraxia is that it's consistently inconsistent, which is clearly frustrating for not only you, but also for your child. If these things sound familiar to you, it might be time to rethink your approach and what supports that you have in place. So start small and break things down. Use prompts, use verbal prompts. Prompts aren't bad. We all use prompts. If you wake up to an alarm clock in the morning, that's a prompt. I think that we have been told that children can be prompt dependent because they're relying too much on your outside prompt to get things done. Well, it actually might be this brain-body disconnect, and they can't start the movement in order to complete the task that they want to do. So the challenge for your child is actually starting the movement, which could look like they are prompt dependent. Now, believe in your child's ability to grow. Motor coaching works because it supports what the real issue is, and that's the disconnect between the brain and the body, but it may not be consistent at first. This takes time, this takes practice, this takes repetition and consistency. And guess what? You don't need fancy equipment or hours of therapy to do this. You can do this at home. My suggestion is to start with just one task because it can be overwhelming to think about doing everything at once. And practice motor coaching. This is essentially a new language for you to learn. So practice it yourself after you've broken down the task. Practice coaching their body through to task completion. So I have 2 tips for you. Number 1 is mindset and expectations. This isn't miraculously going to change everything the next day. Remember the first time that you ever learned how to play golf, play tennis, play the piano, drive, any new motor skill. It took practice, it took being consistent, and this is going to be the same for your child. You may be tempted to doubt, but I really encourage you to believe in them and to consider that this may not be a behavioral-based response. This may be that it's a motor planning issue. Number 2, remember that whole body apraxia is consistently inconsistent. And as I mentioned, this is probably one of the most frustrating things because it means that one day things will be great, and the next time they do it, it's like they've never done the task before. But be patient and don't give up. It takes time, but the results are life-changing for both you as the parent and, most importantly, your child. If this video gave you a new way to think about motor planning and motor skills, please like, subscribe, and share it with another parent or professional who needs to hear the message. And comment below because I'd love to hear how motor coaching works for your child. Be sure to check out my other videos on whole body apraxia so you can continue to learn about what the biggest issue may be for your child. Thank you, and I will see you on the next video.